On our way to work. On our way to work today. Bike blogger here. On my way to work. Topic of the day. Beware of the stripped crank. So I figured out why my pedal fell off my e-bike. The pedal thread hole was stripped out. So why would that happen? Pretty much only one reason why. Installation air. Ugh. Whew. Just ate some lunch. Feeling a little full of myself. Let's go left. Oh no, there's a delivery truck parked in the middle of the road, blocking the road. Oh no, wait, he's moving now, I think. So yeah, anyway, my left crank arm has some stripped threads on it. Now, from what I gather, it's best to just get a new crank. And fortunately, it's the left crank arm because it's kind of a expensive crank. So I don't need to buy the end with the spider attached to it. I just need to get the left crank arm. So it shouldn't be that expensive, but woo, it's windy. But that's probably the best way to go. I read you could make a new thread hole by basically re-threading it into a bigger hole, and then you put an insert into that, and then you would be able to mount the pedal to that insert. Now, from what I gather though, that's not really recommended unless it's, you know, a very, very expensive crank or something vintage or something hard to come by. So I'll probably just end up buying a used left crank arm. I always wondered why they sold crank arms, you know, left or right on eBay, so maybe that's what I'll do. Let's go this way. The light's red behind me, and it is still red behind me. I'm gonna cut through the park here for a second. And then we'll cut over to here. So yeah, you don't want your pedal falling off. That's pretty dangerous. I guess what happened is the pedal spindle's steel and the crank is aluminum. So the crank is, you know, the weakest link. It's more soft than steel. And I guess I just tightened the pedal on too hard, or I didn't have it quite, you know. What you should do when you're threading something onto something else is to do it slowly. Resistance is futile. Futile. Just watching traffic. There's no one behind me right now. Da 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 da. So, yeah, I don't know. I somehow stripped the threads. You know, I'm usually quite worried about, you know, not the pedal falling off, but getting the pedal off of the bike, you know. Because a lot of times people have problems with their seat posts or their pedals, generally because they didn't use grease when they installed them. I used a bunch of grease. I don't think that had anything to do with it, except for the fact that maybe it made it easier to tighten it than if it were dry. And so, because it was easier to install with all that grease on it, and I was probably going kind of quick. I don't know, I guess I didn't have it on gravel. Didn't have it on perfectly square or something. But obviously a lot of force goes through the pedals. So you definitely want it secured completely square with the crank face, because you're putting a lot of cantilevered action on that pedal spindle. So yeah, that's my guess is what happened, is that basically I didn't install it right. I started screwing it in, I guess, and then I got some resistance, and I just kept, tightening it, tightening, and not without even knowing, I was actually stripping out the threads on the weakest link, which would have been the crank, not the pedal. So pretty sure that's what happened. Oh, my tire's all green. Why is my tire green? I guess I was going through grass earlier. So, yeah, I think that's the mystery solved. I actually spent, all I need to do is spend about 10-15 minutes, put it up in a bike stand, get out a flashlight, really look at those threads, and I could see that there were some missing. Some of the first few threads were like kind of gone. Because I do vaguely remember when my pedal originally fell off my bike, that on the pedal spindle threads, there were like, broken up threads on that. I thought it was because the pedal spindle threads were worn down or something, but it wasn't the pedal, it was the crank. So, should I have installed the pedal with Loctite or thread locker instead of grease? No, absolutely not. Like I said, the biggest issue with pedals are them falling off on you, or not falling off on you. Well, that is a very big problem, but the more common problem, I should say, is pedals not coming off because they're seized in place. So I've looked, and my other crank and pedal are fine. I took it off to compare the left and the right crank arm, and yeah, in comparison, the right crank arm looked really good. The threads looked clean, and there was not, it didn't look right on the left crank arm, and I was, my suspicions were correct when I compared it to the right crank arm. It wasn't supposed to look like that at all. So I'll give you a little shot of that left crank arm. I don't have it with me right now like I had the pedal in the other video, but do a little video clip of that. Here's the crank. Pedal goes here. First few threads are stripped out on the crank arm. Woo! So we're on our way to work today. Got a little shade here, which is nice, but back out into the sun. It's 80 degrees today, Fahrenheit. I don't know why I have to even say Fahrenheit, but it's 80 Fahrenheit, just so you know. So I'm not sure what would have happened exactly. I have platform pedals. If I had clipless pedals and my pedal fell off while I was riding the bike, obviously the pedal would still be clipped to my shoe. So I'm not sure if that would have been a worst case scenario versus having a platform pedal fall off on you. But I do remember it happened on the downstroke, obviously. What gets me though is I should have noticed. I always check my tires, my chain, and my brakes before I start riding. I should have noticed the pedal wasn't on all the way, because it would definitely not have been on all the way. I don't think it you know, immediately came loose and just fell off. I think it was probably hanging on by a thread. See what I did there? Or not hanging on by a thread is the problem. Woo. Look at all the cars. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. Oh well, it's springtime, right? April showers bring May flowers. Follow the bike. Woo. Dun 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 dun. So I guess tip of the day would be look at your pedals occasionally. I mean, that could have been make a left here, I guess. That could have been really bad when I fell off the bike. Could have been much worse. Because well, of course I have closed toe shoes, but yeah, I mean, I guess if I were wearing sandals, it would have been much worse. What's this guy doing? See, I think I can go up this alleyway here. Ah, the Louisville alleyway, as I call it. So it links up with Louisville Road or whatever avenue. Oh my. Oh no, this is a different alleyway. It's alright. Let's see, can I go? Let's go this way. Is that an alleyway to the right? What is that? Yep, looks like an alley. Let's go down this one. Whew. Pretty tree. Hopefully this isn't a dead end. It's not a dead end. Okay. You didn't see it in the video, but there was a golf cart in that garage I just passed. I wonder if that was the golf cart I saw in a previous video. Or a couple videos ago, I think, around this same area. It probably was. And let's go straight. I think we're heading south. So otherwise everything's good, so I'll be riding my e-bike again once I get a new crank arm, I guess. I mean, I do prefer regular bikes, but e-bikes can be fun too. It's a little bit of a change. Alright. Looks like we got some downhilling to do here. I have the right of way, but you know, never know if someone's gonna stop or not when they're supposed to stop. Oh, Oh, okay. Confused me for a second there. I saw a stop sign on one side of the street. I didn't see it on the other going at the cross street, but it was a one-way street, so. Yeah, this one says I can only go right. Yeah, okay. We'll do that. See, let's go left here. The outlet to Manchester Avenue. Ugh. This road's nicer. It's been paved more recently. Woo. It's windy. It's a windy day today. It's warm but windy. Let's see what else is going on. It's Wednesday, middle of the week. Time to ride a bike. 'Cause why not? Okay. Just trying to figure out what that van was doing, but it was making a right there. Restaurant Depot, where restaurants shop. That's where that building is to the right I just passed. I go back around, y'all. Whee! Did I go back this way in a previous video? I don't even remember. Now let's go back around here. Back around, y'all. Used to be a Kmart here. I think Kmart, also known as Sears, I think they went bankrupt. Although I think they still have some stores. This was, I think, no. I think there was one Kmart in North County, north of here, that is still around, maybe. Kmart was like a discount store, big box store as we call them, like a Target or a Walmart. So it's less competition for Target and Walmart, I guess. I've read some stories in recent years that Target and Walmart have been raising the minimum wage. So it's good that they're at least doing that finally. Because I don't think it was very long ago that the minimum wage across the United States was, I don't know, at those particular stores, or the minimum starting wage was, I don't know, $9 or $11, but now it's going upwards of $15. So that's a big improvement. Because, you know, a Walmart, they're not running razor thin margins, profit margins like a restaurant. A Walmart has crazy profit margins. It's got to, because it's you know, they get all their stuff. They got all their stuff probably a deep discount from China. Woo. I don't know how far this goes. I'm still going. Woo! I hope my pedal doesn't fall off. Blind corner there. Alright, so, and that's nice. Looks like I can't get out here. Interesting, that gate was not closed last time I went through here. Wow, the gate goes all the way around this way. I figured there'd be like a little gap I could cut through, but nope. dance wear solution. Hey, my tire's green again. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's pollen. I don't know. Thank you very much. Cutting through. Do they have a button in that guard station? They just changed the light for me? Oh shoot, here we go. Woo. Didn't give me much time though. On our way to work. On our way to work today. I don't know if we're gonna make that light. I'm not really pushing it. I'm saving my energy for if I have to dodge a car or something. I'll go right. It's wet here. Must be must be sprinklers or something. Alright, is there a gap behind me? Looks like there's a little bit of a gap. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Beautiful day today. Beautiful day. Yeah, so they're doing construction on that road straight ahead. I can't really get through there, so we'll make a left here, which is fine. It's kind of my regular way to work anyway. A lot of people parked along here. I wonder if some of them are the construction workers. Whew. So yeah, figured it out. Gonna have to buy a new crank arm. Dang. Oh well. Better safe than sorry, right? Like I said, I could rethread it maybe, but I mean, there's so much force on that point in the bicycle system that I don't know. Maybe it is perfectly safe to do that, but it probably is. But I think I feel more comfortable just getting a new crank arm. I'm fortunate enough I can afford one if I have to. So, and it's like I said, the left crank arm. The left crank arm is like, I don't know, probably half price compared to the right crank arm. So I lucked out there. Woo. It couldn't have happened on a different bike either. It's like my e-bike, the bike I use the least. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I must have overlooked something. Only reason I can think it got stripped is because I was in a hurry. The thing is, though, I don't remember it being very hard to put it on, so I really don't know exactly what happened. Must have just been a very soft aluminum or something. It's not a very lightweight crank. It's, you know, one of those square taper cranks. If you're interested, I believe it was a Sugino crank. Aluminum crank, I think. Maybe it was a steel crank, but I don't know. Probably an aluminum crank. Almost to work. Just straight up this road here. Well, thanks for watching. leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.